Right, so we ain't been out for a long time, or we haven't done a catch up on my life for quite a while since lockdown. So we thought we'd have a quick chat and I'd tell you what I've been up to, because it's been pretty chaotic, to be honest, since we got back to fishing 3 or 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago. It's been straight on the usual big match, chasing the dream sort of thing. You know what I mean? Trying to get in them finals as quickly as possible, and it's what we do every year, but that's what we've been doing, and it's been really good. I mean, really good, the fishing. Not so much with results or whatever else, we'll talk about that in a minute, but it's been noticeable that whether it's because Fisho and Golden Reel, because that's all that's going at the minute. Maver have not kicked off for this year, so it's Fisho and Golden Reel. They've reduced them to 100 peg qualifiers on every one, and it definitely seems to be having a big impact on the fishing. I mean, at pretty much every venue this year, the fishing's been, do you know what I mean, really good. You go in and you're expecting £100 off pretty much everywhere you go. It's been phenomenal. So it's been really enjoyable going up and down the country and catching loads of fish, even when we've maybe not put on a peg that's good enough to win. You're getting value for money, which is what the big matches have always been missing for me. But anyway, regardless of that, I'm going to talk about what I've been doing. What do we get straight into? Let's talk about Partridge first. In fact, I had quite a few matches of Partridge. There was 3 qualifiers at Partridge. I think there were, I'm going to say 2 fish shows and a Golden Reel. And the first one I drew peg 10 on Spey, and I made an absolute shocking mess of it. I had a decent day. I think I caught £118, something like that. But I was horrific, because it was like sort of the first big match back. And it was a nice little light bulb moment. I mean, I had Paul Holland next to me, who's beyond clued up on his F1 fishing at the minute. That's what his obsession is at the minute. So it was nice having someone clicked in next to me, because it gave me a bit of an arse kicking. I mean, I was lucky I had a bit of space, so I was able to catch a few fish and play with everyone. But it was one of them moments when you think, yeah, I'm not on the ball as much as I need to be. Other anglers are, more clicked in at the minute, and I need to sort myself out. So it was a good lesson, if you like. So I did no good. Who won that one? Connor won that one. I had £190 off Covey 6, which we'll talk about in a minute. Covey 6 has been the place to be at the minute. On to the next one, and everything got a bit warmer. I mean, all of a sudden everything was a lot better. We were catching a lot more fish. The weather improved a couple of weeks later once we were allowed back out fishing. And I kept drawing Covey 1. I drew peg 16 on Covey 1 in, I'm going to say it was a Golden Reel. It was a Golden Reel qualifier, which, if we're honest, this Covey 6, this is where it really started to show itself. It had fished really well the week before in the fish show. And again, Covey 6 was going to be the place to be, because there's so many carp in it at the minute, and the F1s are a little bit moody, as they do at this time of year. They were a bit tricky to catch. But I had a nice day. I mean, it was a bit of a nice lesson, a lot of mud fishing on Covey 1, or on peg 16 in particular. There's quite a few carp about. And I had a nice day. I think I caught, I'm going to say £113, which won the lake, which again, a nice day learning about me mud fishing, what I hadn't done too much of this year, just through not drawing pegs that were that sort of style, and remembering how important it was to keep me trap tight. I mean, have the right sort of bait, or my bait mixed in the right way, so it stays really accurate. Using the right hook lengths, 2 and 3 inch hook lengths with positive flow, all that sort of stuff came back to me, which again was really nice. Not good enough to win. Who won that one? Kieran won that one. Kieran Marsden won that one off Covey 6 with, I think he nearly had £200. He had 198, I'm going to say he had, off 149, which a mega draw on Covey 6. And then lastly, last time I was at Partridge, I drew peg 18, next one up, which is sort of a bit of a corner, again on Covey 1, but I actually fancied that one. I didn't think it could win, but I thought it was just better. I mean, the carp seemed to be down there. There was a bit of muck. All the muck was in my peg, which that's what you want at Partridge. Wherever the scum and the bits of grass, wherever they blow to, that's where all the fish are going to be. And I was lucky on the day I had all that. And I did fancy it a little bit. I thought I could push it off there. Again, we all wanted one on Covey 6, but it was just starting to show signs of going a bit funny. So I didn't really mind. I felt we had a chance elsewhere, and I had a really good day. Yeah, a really good day, but I messed up because I had lots of options. I had my 2 edges. I had another edge towards peg 19 that I'd cut out, and it was all nice and neat and lovely and shallow. Loads of fish moving there. What else did I do? I caught a few shallow against the weed bed. I had a big weed bed that comes out, or a bit of a weed bed that comes out on 18. So I had the option of pinging towards that and catching some fish. So it was a good day. I caught lots of fish, but I made the big mistake of coming off fish. Yeah, down my edges, not so much me 2 close edges, but my long edge. It was full of fish. It was full of little stockies with an odd carp. And I kept coming off it to try and sort of chase the ones that were sucking. I even tried to mug a few. There were quite a few muggers available that day, but I didn't catch many. excuse me, and I made a big mistake in sort of underestimating the weight of the stockies. And really, I should have just proper kicked that edge line's arse and just caught fish in it all day. Because at the end, I think I weighed 146, which was third on the day. So it fished a little bit dicky. Pool 6 hadn't fished. I think 110 was best on pool 6. And Spey had been the place to be. So Matty Dawes, he managed to qualify for his first fish show with 166, I'm going to say, which that was definitely doable. That was my first chance of the year that I thought maybe I should have had that if I'd have been a bit more on it, not chase these big fish, just got my little ones. It was a bit of a lesson that, and that kicked me out. But it's nice to be catching lots of fish still. After that one, where did we go after that one? I went Woodland. Yeah, in fact, no, I had one at Larford. I fished one at Larford, and I threw Arena, and it was Moody as. And I think Trigg won that one. Yeah, Trigg won that one off peg 30 on the match lake, which is being, unfortunately, at the minute, is pretty much unbeatable. So Mikey Williams has just won off the same peg at the weekend as well. So Larford's a tricky one at the minute, so I'm not going to touch on that too much. I went to Woodland View. Again, that were really good. I drew 31 on front Deans, which isn't an area I really fancied, but I had the wind coming at me, but it was calm past sort of 6 metres, which on front Deans, I find that if you're on the early numbers, it's very hard to mug fish, whereas if you're on the causeway bank, the bear bank, whatever you want to call it, it's darker, so you can see fish a lot better there. So I was happy if it turned into a mugging day, which luckily it did. I caught a few fish. Started on my top kit as you do there, caught a couple. In fact, I'll talk about that. Yeah, started on my top kit, caught a few. Then went shallow, caught a few, and then mugged a few. But later in the matches where I didn't mess up, I just didn't know where to go. In that my edges were quite deep. My edges were sort of 2.5 foot. But the fish wouldn't come in. I only had a top kit either side because I had trees. And it was amazing that they wouldn't come into 2.5 foot, but out of desperation, and I saw Aid catching a few behind me, I put in a new line, sort of a top kit in about 3.5 foot. And I went in and it was solid. I caught like 6 and 6 chucks, and just the importance, it's something I've always done on snake lakes, is cover my depths, because it's amazing how they can be in one depth and not in another, yet your rigs are this far apart. And it was exactly the same at Woodlands down the edge, and I just didn't twig it quick enough. In that playing about on that near shelf in different depths, there were fish to be caught, I mean, a metre past where you were, and you just had to be on it a bit more. And so if anything, it really did cost me winning on that one. I was third again with 138. I got beat by 2 ounces as well by Mike McMillan on barley or hay, one of them, but Slockett won that one. Yeah, our mate Sam Slockett won that one off back Deans with 146, 144, 146, something like that. £8 behind that. Again, a real chance that I potentially should have done that one. I'd like to have had another go at that one. What else have we done? Flipping heck, they're coming thick and fast. Tunnel Barn. I had a fish show at Tunnel Barn. That was one I had a real chance. I drew my favourite lake in the world at Tunnel Barn. I drew peg 16 on club. I mean, clubs on that bank, on the wider bank of club. To me, that's the best one, to be honest. Lots of carp there. So you've not got to have quite a busy a day as you do on other places on Tunnel. We're catching lots of little ones because there's carp involved, so you can have a bit more of a steady day catching bigger fish. And I had a really good day. I had a phenomenal first 90 minutes. I probably had £100 in the first 90 minutes. And then it just stopped. I mean, I was catching them sucking, I was catching them mugging, and all of a sudden they disappeared. And I'm not going to say I struggled, but the rest of the match, the next 3.5 hours, I just sort of ticked over catching odd fish, and I've had another £110 or whatever. I'd end up with 207, I think I had. A mega day's fishing, you know what I mean? But tunnel fish, it's nuts off that day. I think I was about 10th with £207, and Mr. Power got through on that one by default, which it was thingy. Luke Bamford unfortunately lost one of his nets by going over, which I really did feel sorry for him. I think the what we're going to call it, the net limits were a little bit harsh, that you shouldn't be disqualified for going £5 over, but with the current situation with weighing in and all that, it's just something we've got to accept. But I really did feel for Luke. He's been unlucky in fish show, but hopefully he's sort of flyer today, so hopefully he can get through. We'll see. Lastly, I'd say my best one, I've been saving it for last. I went to Heronbrook for a fish show last Wednesday, and I drew my favourite lake in the world. I drew peg 8 on Meadow, which I wasn't too happy with, if I'm honest. The night before, when I found out where I drew, I was happy I was on Meadow. It'd been a bit moody. I think £80 had won the match day before. But peg 8, I was a bit unsure about in how to catch fish because it's so deep across. It's one of the only pegs without a cutout, so it's very, very deep. And I thought I might struggle there. But because of the type of day it was, it turned into a really hot, I think it was like 25 degrees, and that changed it completely. That turned it into a mugging and shallow day, which very, very much suited peg 8. I mean, I was lucky with an empty peg either side. Peg 9 didn't turn up. I had peg 7 empty, so I had a bit of space. I had a real good chance, and they've all popped up, and I've had an absolutely mega day. The first half of the match, I probably had £150 nearly mugging. I mean, mugging with a few sucking at the back, and with mugging, I'm on me white pellets at the minute. Andy's just stolen them all off me. But I'm obsessed with the spotted fin. Which ones are they, Rich? Boosted carp belts, the 6mm, the really pale ones that for mugging, they're phenomenal. Do you know what I mean? Really, really weird. They seem to sink really slow. And whereas with the red pellet, you normally plop it in and get a bite straight away. With these ones, if you sort of plop it, oh, he's bringing me him. You sort of plop it. Thank you. Yeah. We give him some of them. Let's have a little zoom in, Rich. It's them really, really pasty white ones. Which camera are we on? That one? But they've been mega because they sink so slow. That's my little top tip for mugging at the minute. My little really, really pale. I mean, when you put them in water, they even go even more pale. Really light. I mean, not brilliant pellets fishing on the bottom, but for shallow, they definitely sink slower than the edge of the pellet. It's been mega for mugging. So I fished that, yeah. I had probably £150 first half of the match. And then the muggers have disappeared, and I've had to catch a few on deck across, and I've had a brilliant half hour down the edge as well. Probably had £40 in the last half hour down the edge. Mega day. I've weighed £233, which, you know what I mean, in 5 hours on Meadow, that was probably my best weight ever in 5 hours on Meadow. There was a lot of fish to be caught, and it got me a space in fish show. I mean, I was lucky. Island Pool fished well. I think Frank Cook was second with £200, so it fished its brains off, as Heronbrook does. I think £100 won every single section on the whole place, I think, or not far off. So mega days fishing. But yeah, luckily, sort of the plan for the year, or the target for the year, just to sneak in a final. Luckily we've managed it, and I feel all the pressure's off now. So now we can concentrate on golden reel and see how that goes. But yeah, we're really looking forward to fish show in back end of August. So it's going to be like a match this sort of final. I mean, a lot of deck fishing, a lot of what we learnt last year can be brought into play, but a few practice sessions will be needed, but we'll see how we get on. So we've got plenty still to come. We're going to chase golden reel, and hopefully we'll get another chance soon. But other than that, it's a lot to catch up on. But hopefully next time we'll be able to tell you where we've snuck in another one. We'll see how the draw bag is.